This lockdown is a bit of a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing because we have access to the most amazing, rich, meaningful, diverse content on so many different platforms in the form of people going live on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, in the form of webinars, in the form of videos, articles, ebooks, and whatnot. We have access to masterful creators of content as well as their incredible creations, and it is an absolute privilege. It's also been a little bit of a curse for me because I'm struggling with content and consumption fatigue. How do I make a discerning decision in terms of this is what I want to consume, this is what is good for me? Sometimes it's in terms of conflict of time. It's something is at 2 a.m. India time, and I can't possibly make that. Sure, I could sign up, receive a recording, but am I really going to have the time to review that recording, reflect on it, and then find ways to apply that to my daily life and begin to practice that? Because true learning comes not so much from the doing, but from reflecting on the doing. So on the one hand, there's a conflict with time, and on the other hand, it's an issue with mind space. Do I really have the ability to really give my full self to this content? And because of this, I started to look at a structure that will inform the way I consume content. And today I want to be able to share that with you. And if it's useful for you, please go ahead and take advantage of it. So there are 3 or 4 broad brushstrokes that I looked at to inform what is the content that I'm going to be consuming. Number 1, from a professional and a career standpoint. 2nd, from a well-being standpoint. And 3, from a path and practice of living in integrity perspective. So let's look at the first one. From a professional and a career standpoint, I started to look at where am I today in my career? What is my vision of an ideal career? And how close am I to that today? What are my near to midterm career goals over the next 3 to 6 months? And keeping this framework in mind, I started to look at what is the content that I need now? Who are the business partners that I need to consult and partner with now? Who are the peers and coaches and mentors that I need to find a way to connect with now? What are the learning programs that I want to make an investment in? Where do I want to grow? Where do I need to grow from a point of growing as a professional as well as growing as a human being? So all of the courses that I've signed up for, all of the client partnerships that I'm engaged in are all informed by where am I today and where do I need to be over the next 3 to 6 months. And that has helped me find ways to sift through content overload. That has helped me realize that I don't need to do 500 things over the next 1 or 2 weeks in order to feel like I have accomplished something. As long as I have clarity and awareness about what do I need, how much do I need, where can I get that? I'm a remote worker, like so many of you. And as a remote worker, the lockdown and the quarantine period has been particularly difficult because this means my work has become even more remote and to an extent lonelier than I ever bargained for. Yes, I love my solitude, I love my space, I love the silence, but sometimes we introverts too love engaging. We need human interaction as much as most of you do. And from a well-being standpoint, I've started to look at what does mindfulness really mean to me at this point? How can I make an informed decision about consuming content in a mindful, intentional, and deliberate manner? And for that, I have chosen, certain mindfulness articles a spiritual teacher that I very much enjoy listening to and co-creating with, and affirmations and rituals and practices that I will continue to observe to take care of myself. I read somewhere a while back that self-care is an ethical practice. And at a time like this, it's become even more important to observe self-care in a way that allows me to take care of myself and also serve my community, my stakeholders, my clients, my partners, my family members, and the amazing and incredible friends that I call family. And it's been a time of joy because one of the sessions that I attended with my favorite spiritual teacher, Nitya Shanti, was a few days back during Buddha Purnima. And the affirmations that emerged during that session are practices that I continue to apply. And I wake up feeling so much better. I wake up looking forward to what's in store, what is about to unravel in the world today for me, whatever that might be. In the chaos, in the magic, in the mess, right? Finding a way to embrace the mess, finding a way to embrace what is in all its mess and splendor. And the third one is finding a way to live in my truth and integrity. And this is a daily choice that I make. I will admit that there are days and times on which I don't live in my integrity. I will consume content or I'll watch something really stupid, or I will read something really toxic, or I'll consume something that is very cynical and that's very bitter. And that doesn't help me live in alignment to my truth and integrity. So when that happens, I don't berate myself. I don't give myself a hard time. I try and be kind to myself because, hey, I'm human. And I find a way to look at what can I do to be back in alignment? What can I do to go back to living in integrity? And what can I do to continue to live in my truth? And it really begins in a state of being, because the state of being informs the doing. And for me, music has been that rich well that I keep drinking from. It's this infinite well of love, gratitude, all things beautiful, all things unconditional, so pristine that it is forever untouched, it is forever elusive. But the little that comes my way, it's almost as if I'm soaked in it. I'm cleansed by it. I'm bathed in it. And I'm radiant because of it. So for me, music is the anchor that helps me back to going to that journey of going back to living in integrity. When we play the tanpura, when we tune the tanpura, the shadaj or the tonic sa is unchanging. And even a hairline difference bothers the ear. And it makes us so focused. It makes us go back to the formless, the unchanging, and the absolute divine truth. So yeah, I think I got a little carried away there, but these are the three approaches that I'm looking at in order to consume content in a manner that is much more meaningful, much more deliberate, and much more intentional. Because when I'm doing this, I find that I'm calmer, I'm less anxious. I am not worried about the 100, 200, 300 things I could possibly be doing during this lockdown and quarantine period. I am enough. These wonderful resources that have come my way and the path that I'm looking at to inform this consumption is enough for now. So I hope that was useful for you. Do drop in a comment and let me know what are some practices you are looking at in order to consume content in a manner that truly serves you and all of the stakeholders in your lives. Take care, be well, love and light to all of you.